Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and we got an interesting thing that's happening in Florida today. We had a bad guy that supposedly killed his girlfriend, and then an Orlando cop uh, found him at a Walmart, confronted him, and apparently he wasted her. We don't know exactly what happened. Was he doing an illegal arrest? Maybe the guy was defending himself. You do have the right to defend yourself, by the way, if they're doing an illegal arrest. So, who knows what happened, but that lady was wasted. It was a lady cop. Um, I'm going to be honest, I'm 50-50. That's the job she's in, so she took the chance. I mean, that's just like if you join the army, you take the chance. That's life. A lot of people die every single day. Everybody dies, period. But how many lives does she destroy while she was on duty for all those years? That's a thing to think of too, because when you mess with one person's life, you actually destroy a lot of lives. That could be the breadwinner for the family, and you just destroyed a whole family by ticketing him, imprisoning him, kidnapping him for victimless crimes, etc., etc. So our founding fathers did not fight for this crap, man. Everything is illegal and you are not free. And so that's why, not so you mean I'm 50-50. I mean, everybody dies, man. And that was her choice. But here's the interesting part that pisses me off, because it relates to another story that just happened. On the same day here, as you see here in the news, this deputy died today too. Deputy killed in crash during manhunt was ex-UFC football player, blah, blah, blah. Alright? They keep saying all these cops are, being killed nationwide. Do you realize a lot of them were killed because of their own fault? And or just died, and or just got in an accident, etc. So here's a great example of it. Right here, the sheriff was going after somebody, and an old guy pulled out in front of him and couldn't stop, supposedly. Or he thought the guy, would get out of his way because they're sheriffs, or cops, whatever, they're gods. So you must get out of their way. But this is the part that pisses me off. They're trying to tie this guy who is way far away, not even in the same county. They're trying to tie it to this black guy that executed the black cop lady, and it has nothing to do with it. And then the reason why I said this makes me sick, that they're trying to do this bull crap. It has nothing to do with that case, and they keep repeating it all day on TV, internet, radio. It pissed me off all day, and I finally get to make a video here about it. Is because there's another similar incident that just happened here in Florida, I think a week ago, where two black guys were robbing some cars. Two cops walked up and they busted them doing it. One black guy ran. The other guy stayed in his car and tried to get away in his car. They say that he was a threat, that he was going to hit him. So as he's driving away, they freaking unloaded in his car, on this black guy's car, and killed him. And when you see the video, he was not a threat to them. He did not try to run him over. I mean, it pisses me off when they say that, because in most situations, the car was nowhere near where he could have killed a cop. It's bull crap. That's a freaking lie. It's an excuse to execute you with ungodly amount of hail of bullets. But his partner that he was with, that he was robbing with, they are charging him with the death of the guy that they just wasted in the car. It is unfreaking real, mind-blowing, insane. And so me and my COPWATCH buddies here are starting to wonder, are they going to make this death on that black guy too? Because it's related. It's just insane. Freaking Florida is so freaking messed up, corrupt, it's not even funny. So, and there again, I'm 50-50. The guy's gone, but how many people's lives did he destroy, man? For victimless crimes, unconstitutional crap. This guy in the motorcycle, cop. So, there again, I'm 50-50 on the death. I mean, man, I can't even imagine if we pulled up his history, how many people he ticketed, arrested, how many lives were connected to each one of those people that were affected. Just so, like I said, I'm 50-50. Everybody dies. you picked a profession, just like I said too. If, you pick to be in the army, there's a chance you're gonna die. So, yeah, interesting day, messed up day. Florida trying to connect this cop who has nothing to do with the execution of the other cop, trying to connect it to it, and I wonder if they're going to charge the black guy with it, because I'm going to puke.
He was not the only law enforcement officer lost today.
Yeah, unfortunately, we now know an Orange County motorcycle deputy was hit and killed by a minivan during the search for Lloyd. Reporter Troy Campbell joins us live now with more information on that incident. Troy.
Well, Matt and Lisa, we're told by FHP that 35-year-old Orange County motorcycle deputy, he was traveling southbound here on Pine Hills Road while that minivan was heading northbound. It attempted to take a left here on Balboa when the two collided. FHP says that 35-year-old motorcycle deputy was ejected from his bike. Now, the driver, a 78-year-old man from Claremont, was in town for an appointment. I'm told that the driver was very remorseful and said that he thought he had enough time to turn to avoid the deputy. 3 people did witness this crash. Unfortunately, investigators say there's no surveillance video from either the intersection cameras or area businesses showing the crash. Now, on the terms of how this deputy was loved by other law enforcement, FHP Sergeant Kim Montez, she says she personally knew that deputy who was killed here today, getting emotional when we asked her to describe him.
This deputy is a phenomenal deputy. He is so lovable. He's a big giant, like the sheriff said. Everybody will agree to that. This deputy you never saw him when he wasn't smiling or laughing. He backed up everybody. He helped everybody. Everybody knows him.
And about 10 minutes after the call went out for this crash, 46-year-old motorcycle deputy Nelson Borjas, he was responding about a block away, heading over here when he was struck by a second vehicle. Now, fortunately, he only suffered minor injuries and was taken to ORMC. And as of now, we are still waiting for the Orange County Sheriff's Office to identify this 35-year-old deputy, because we are told that his family lives out of state. Matt, Lisa?
Just a tough situation all around. Troy Campbell, live for us. Thank you.
The community she serves. She grew up here. She deeply cared about the community, her involvement in all of our different community engagement efforts, to include the Paramore Kids Zone. She played a huge part in Dueling Dragons and Operation Positive Direction, to our mentoring programs, where she personally traveled and mentored young kids in high school from this area, and went to trips to Washington, D.C. and all over the country. So she deeply cares. It is really tragic anytime a police officer is killed in the line of duty, but she was so deeply involved in the community. It hurts all the more because I know that she was trying to do her part to make this community safer. She's going to be forever missed.
Sadly, I have to share with you this morning that in my nearly 36-year career, this is probably one of the toughest days for me in my career. All of the Metro Orlando area, for Floridians, for people in this nation today, to lose 2 law enforcement officers during this Law Enforcement Officer Appreciation Day is indeed a tragedy. Again, I reiterate that we still have work to do to try to locate the subject that is responsible for this incident. That subject has been identified as Markeith Lloyd Sr., date of birth October the 8th, 1975.
I know the entire police department for the city and the county is working diligently to bring justice and ensure the community is safe and secure. Unfortunately, over the past year, officers all across our state have faced challenges like never before. But even after the terrorist attack at Pulse nightclub last summer and the attack at the Fort Lauderdale International Airport last week, our law enforcement officers still wake up each and every day and choose to put their lives on the line in order to protect each of us. I had the honor of visiting the Orlando Police Department last week to meet these officers firsthand, to thank them on behalf of all Floridians. It breaks my heart that one of them has already been senselessly killed this morning. I proclaim this week as First Responder Appreciation Week, and on the first day of it today, this tragic shooting serves as a sobering reminder of how important it is for each of us to take every opportunity to thank every law enforcement officer across this state, because they're putting their lives on the line every day to keep us safe.